Ace are trying to kill me. Oh my god. That's a stream goal, and we are almost there. We're over halfway. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on to the next one. I
4
believe
left.
it's my turn to go first.
Yes.
Awesome. Sure, I'll take some advice from y'all. Anyway, so my partner talked to me the other night about how we don't text that much during a specific time of day.
Trust me, it's good.
During that time frame, I'm usually doing my hobby. We both agreed to text each other more often during that time frame, but I want to continue enjoying my hobby. How do you think I should balance the two out?
So, how do
This
you
is-
balance working on your content while also having a partner?
Oh, you twisted it and made it about content.
It is about content.
They said hobby, not content.
Oh, I assume their hobby was the content, since this is content advice.
We can take the question,
Mm.
because this is a real thing that comes up with content.
Mm.
But I'm pretty sure this is one you let slip through the cracks that's not actually about content.
I thought they meant content. If it is not, I apologize.
Words have specific meanings, my darling.
Right.
All right. So, we're going to answer through the lens of content creation.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is really just about your hobby, then you can just hear hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to say content creation. Balancing a partner with content creation is really hard because content creation is like your husband or wife. Married to the job, if you will. I want to echo the last question. You usually do not make money with this until you've done it for several years. So you will have your regular job or whatever it is you do for money. And then this will be a side thing that you must give a lot of time to.
Yeah.
So another person in your life that takes a lot of time, as they should, that's, a partner, it's what they're supposed to do, that gets hard to balance. So you have to remind yourself. You have to remind yourself that they exist. On my checklist for the day, I have specific times of the day where I will check in with Calum. I will set alarms to remind myself. And then I try to make time with him when I can. Sometimes we will do chores in the kitchen together. Sometimes we will make a point to go outside during a specific time of the day. I would say in your hyper-specific case, you already agreed to talk to your partner when you're trying to do your content creation. That does kind of smell like self-abandonment.
Yeah.
I would ask you, is it possible to do your content creation in another time of day? Is it possible to talk to your partner during a different time of day? And a hard lesson to learn, you don't have to spend time with your partner every single day. We are very blessed in this age of technology that we can talk to each other every single day. I assume you guys are long distance because you just said talk and text. But back before that, your parents, their parents, they probably saw each other once a week or maybe 2 or 3. Now you can talk to each other on the phone. Please do talk to each other, message each other. But remember that you have your own lives. And a supportive partner would say, yeah, I completely understand. This means a lot to you. I support your dreams and endeavors. But when you schedule time to spend with them, defend it. Do not forget them. Make sure you are there. Be dependable. I would like to gently remind you, you don't have to spend time with your partner every single day. It's okay to spend time with your partner and spend time with your content creation separately. That is totally okay. I would say it sounds like you need to have another conversation and then reprioritize when partner time is and when content creation time is.
Yes.
What do you have to say, love?
I have to say that I do think we don't know this person's circumstances specifically. I would say that it's important to prioritize if you want to make this partner work and you have decided and agreed, okay, we're gonna spend, let's say, this time from this hour together. No hobby involved. Definitely, as Felix already said, I'm just echoing here, prioritize that time, because if they keep feeling, if they start feeling abandoned, that could very easily hurt the relationship, if not make it crumble. Don't make them feel like an afterthought that does not matter. Make them feel like you value the time that you set up with them, that you're gonna follow with your word, that you do have time that you set up to spend on your hobby, maybe a good chunk of hours of your day. Definitely. But the time that is set for partner is sacred. That feeds and heals the relationship more than you realize. That's what I think.
Time set aside for you is also sacred. So
That
defend
too.
both.
That too.
Communicate more. Here's what I mean. Like before you stream or do your content creation, whatever it is, just in a little voice audio or a little text. Hey, I'm gonna stream. I love you. I didn't forget you. I hope you have a good day today. Let me know how your day goes. I'll check in with you later. Because if you just start stream without talking to them first, it might feel hurtful. But if they see that little note from you, oh, they thought of me, they remembered me, and they told me what was going on,
Exactly.
so I know that they are busy,
Exactly.
then they will know, hey, everything I sent them will be ignored for a few hours.
If you just disappear without notice, you make them feel like they don't matter to you.
Very much so.
Which doesn't necessarily mean like it's the case, but that's why communication is important. You don't just vanish like that.
Hmm.
You want to make these people feel like they matter. And if you're not gonna be around for a certain amount of hours or even days, at least let them know what's going on so they know what to expect. Because if Felix is to tell me, hey, I'm gonna be like balls deep on work for 3 days in a row, I love you, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna miss you. But I can make my own meals, I can work, I can do my chores, but at least I know what's going on. If instead they didn't tell me anything and then just like 3 days happen and like, oh, sorry, I was working, bitch, I would be a lot more offended. I would be a lot more hurt.
Yeah.
It's just about expectations.
Expectations and open communication. Now,
Yes.
if your hobby or content creation your partner is involved in, then things become a little different.
Yeah.
We try to have a little morning meeting every morning of like 30 minutes because we're both really forgetful. Some of us more than others. That's okay. And we try really hard not to stream at the same time. We try really hard to make none of our events clash.
Yeah.
And there's times where he needs to work for me, and there's times I need to work for him. So we try to talk about it every single day. We have a little 30-minute morning meeting where we're like, hey, what's going on today? Anything else planned this week? Anything else planned this month? What's new since last time? Just a little check-in, just so we know what's going on and we can keep up to date with each other. You don't have to necessarily do that if you're not like super duper busy with your content and your partner's not involved in your content. But if they are, because a lot of people are, then keep them updated.
Mm.
That's all I have to say about that.
Mm-hmm. I have nothing else to say.
Me neither.
Thank you for your question. I hope we
Yeah.
were able to help you.
Thank you for your question.
All right, 3 left. This was me, right?
Yeah, you read this one.
I struggle to ask for help content creation, particularly with video editing and voice work. How do I work up the courage to ask?
Question before you get started.
Mm.
What do we mean by ask for help? Like asking people to do it for us? Or asking for help like hiring people? Or just asking for advice?
It sounds like asking for help or asking for involvement in their projects.
I just wanted to frame that before we answered the question.
All right. So can I answer now?
Well, yeah, which do you think it is?
Okay. I think they are asking for help on content creation. So what this melts to me is something very similar to what I used to be in, like a spot I used to be in. That is, oh, I will edit everything myself and do all the voice work myself and do all of this myself because I don't want to bother people. Even though there are people that have offered for help, or even though I can afford some help, I feel like I have to do it. That's what I think they're referring to.
Probably.
Mhm.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so with this one, I'm gonna say something you don't like. You're not gonna like, and I'm gonna sit you through it. If you don't take the chance, you will burn out. If you don't take that help, if you try to carry all this burden on your shoulders with no one else helping you, you are gonna crash. This way of working is not sustainable. And I'm pretty sure that you've experienced that yourself. I'm pretty sure that if this is a if this is a part of you that keeps happening, if this is an occurrence that keeps happening to you, I'm pretty sure that you've had moments where you could not work anymore, where you were too exhausted, too tired of doing everything alone, that you just stopped and you had to pause to come back. That's gonna keep happening. You have to learn the lesson the hard way that people, you have to ask. I know you're afraid of people saying no. I know you're afraid of being a burden. I know you are afraid of not being strong enough, but that's the thing. Content creation is not a solo work. Indies have teams of people behind them. Corpos have teams of people behind them. Even not VTuber streamers have management companies behind them. People, like, they have lawyers. They can't do everything alone. That is not how this occupation works. Even people like Kai Cenat have an entire team behind them. You just can't see them on the camera all the time. That does not mean they're not there. You have to accept that you can't be good at everything, that you can't be working on everything at once, and that does not make you a failure. That does not mean that you are weak. That does not mean that you are not capable. You can still do a good chunk of the work on your own. I completely believe that, because that's what I'm doing. I'm shouldering a lot of the work on my own, but you know what? I have editors. I have artists. I have people that are in my DMs that I'm like, hey, I need this done. Can I talk to you about that? Because I know if I want to give my 100% to all of these other areas that require my attention, I cannot be spread that thin. That is just not how it works. You are going to have to be okay with people. Sometimes they might be a little annoyed. Sometimes people might just say no. Or they might say, I just don't have the time. I am sorry. But that is the worst you're going to face. Mild annoyment and no. That is a lot better than what you're facing right now. So, you swallow that bullet. Be okay. Expect a no. You cannot expect everything. You can expect the no from the get-go. That's also something you can do. But at least ask. Because best case scenario, now you have less pressure on your shoulders and someone that can help you make your dream come true. That is what I think. That is how I've changed my perception of looking at it, simply because I am carrying so many responsibilities that I simply know it is not possible for me to do everything, and some things are gonna be left behind. Some things are gonna take a backseat because I can't do it alone, and that's okay. I'll be able to give them more of my time and more of my energy when I am not spread so thin, and for that, I need help. There you go. That's my take. How about you?
So I want to talk about Smosh for a minute. I was not really a huge watcher of Smosh, but I sometimes watch their videos now because for some reason they have been force-fed to me through the YouTube Shorts algorithm. And I don't know the difference. I don't know what it's called, but it's like the community ones where there's a bunch of people playing games together and shit like that. And they had this one skit where it was like, okay, you guys don't get any of the editor team. Here's your challenge. Make a Smosh level video in like a set amount of time. On your own. No editing team. Go. And everything went to fucking chaos. People were like, what the fuck is a thumbnail? How do I use it? What are the programs? I think maybe Adobe are their websites. What does this camera do? Where are the laptops? And of course they had a couple dedicated camera people already so that they could record the antics, right? But there were some really big names, like Shane. What's his name? Shane Top. He did not know how to do everything, and that genuinely surprised me. Working with teams is not optional if you are a content creator. You must do it if you want to be successful. When you start, you will be alone and you'll be solo. So you'll have to learn how to develop a team, because at first you won't be able to pay them. So you've got this tricky situation where you can't pay them yet, but you're basically asking people to work for you for free. So you're kind of like teetering on the line of ethical, and there's some big names that have fallen over into the unethical side and lost people's respect because of it. So here's a piece of advice for you. No strings attached when you can't pay these people. Volunteer only. Perfect example, Twitch mods. I keep them on the loosest leash ever. I give them a set of guidelines. I always thank them for being there. and I make sure I tell them there's no obligation